Jonestown is real. It's the band that you love to hate and the band that you hate to love. Live performances are infamous for them.
It's my 12th time I've seen
Brian Jonestown.
Really? 12.
Within 6 months.
I was completely blown away. I've never seen anything like that. It was like so retro and so the future. It was mayhem on stage. 3 guitar players, tambourine player, an insane singer. The music was fantastic. I've never seen anything like it.
The only band I've ever made the effort to go and see in the last 3 years is Brian Jonestown.
Anton, to me, is the best 60s revivalist there has been since the 60s.
What made it so interesting was that it was not an active invention. It was not based off of any pretense of crafting something new. It was a thoroughly postmodern music. It was a pastiche of everything.
Musically, he's a genius. Oh, I think he has an incredible ear for music and for reinterpreting the past and putting it in the future. It's American heritage reinterpreted.
Anton created this kind of scene, and everyone else has built upon it.
This is one of my friends' bands that between us and a couple other bands, we're actually going to kick off a full musical revolution. So forget about the other bands. This is a whole nother level of the American underground that I'm going to help expose. So tell me right now you've never ever heard the Dandy Warhols before.
I've never heard the Dandy Warhols.
Well, let's just see what they sound
So
like.
get ready for a massive concussion of rock and roll with the Dandy Warhols. We write our kinds of music together. We're really good friends.
All right.
Yeah, we've got a full-scale revolution going on. We're really bitching. Yeah, we're neighbors. We're building a studio. Is that right?
We're building a studio?
Yeah, we're getting down. We're gonna take over the world. Yeah. And we're gonna show you how to do it too.
How to take over the world?
Fuck yeah.
5 steps?
On your movie. We actually got a tape of Anton's, like, about the same time we formed the band. And then a year later we went down to San Francisco to play some parties, and sure enough Anton walked in and we definitely recognized him instantly. There'd be nobody else.
We're playing and these 2 guys walk in just like Mr. Cool in their black leather junkie jackets and all this stuff, and we're like, alright, who's that?
They just looked amazing. Like, they had the fucking coolest hair, and they were styled out, like, so hip, that it was like, it kind of intimidated us. We were like, oh my god, you know? This is kind of what we expected from a big city, you know? It's like, oh shit. And then we just, like, hung out all night and just got fucking loaded.
Yes, won't you join us? God, that E just wore off now. That's second.
It was awesome. We had, like, the best time.
Right on, brother.
So we got the best band in America. Wow, they're so fucking amazing. No label will touch them. They're so crazy. I've never seen them eat. All I've seen them do is, like, drink liquor and snort drugs. That's all they do, you know? It's like... Yes, please.
Oh my god! This is a very strange
I suppose it's time for a costume change.
We're just our buddies. They're alter egos in some way, inspiring each other to create and be successful.
Our bands played together a lot over the next couple years, and it was rock.
People will always say, well, what music do you like at the moment? And I would say, the Brian Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols. Jonestown and the Dandies have a window of opportunity. They can relate to suburban people, drug people, and they can also relate to literary people, and also to people who have some real knowledge of how music develops.
In 1996, my band, the Dandy Warhols, were in a studio in our hometown of Portland, Oregon, recording our first album for Capitol Records. Now, unlike the Brian Jonestown Massacre, we had just signed with a major label, and of course, they thought we were going to be the next big thing.
They have the potential to be a very big band because they have created a world of their own, as the Dandy Warhols world, and they don't therefore belong to any particular trends.
Now, our first record for Capitol took 2 tries. First time it got rejected, they had the gall to tell me that there was no songs. It just really pissed me off, and I got all uppity about it. And who are you to tell me what a song is? You who have written so many songs. How many? None between the two of you ever? So then I think I ended that by saying, I sneeze and hits come out. To which Perry said, well, if that's the case, well, I'm sure Capitol will have no problem finding the funds to finance your handkerchiefs.
I think it's like something, what is it, like 85 to 90% of all records made never recoup, which doesn't mean to say you really, really succeed. That's all you do is recoup. So the odds are that the Dandy Warhols, like everybody else, will fail.
Today, I mixed 13 songs, starting at 7 a.m., was done by 1 o'clock, found a drummer, taught him all the tunes, didn't do anything else on my birthday.
1996, the Brian Jonestown Massacre had a record out. They were on a lot of A&R hot lists. They were in hit magazines as one of the bands that was the most courted. It's a fabulous record.
People are jealous of our sheer ambition that we have, and the fact that we're like the most prolific people probably in North America.
The Brian Jonestown Massacre had released 3 full-length albums in just that year. Their Satanic Majesty's Second Request, Take It From the Man, and Thank God for Mental Illness.
When he tells me he doesn't want to sign with a major label, is he serious? He wouldn't go that route?
He always talks about doing it, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. That's why we came down here.
Yeah, that's why
well,
we came here.
his whole thing, he wants to try and rip them off in some way or something. He wants to...
Well, he doesn't want them to take advantage of him.
Yeah, but in order to not get taken advantage of, he wants to take advantage of everybody else, you know? And then you're just as corrupt as the system that you're trying not to be corrupted by.
5, 6, 7, it's magic.
The guy he doesn't know how to support himself. He's been homeless for 5 years or so.
Matt Hollywood was Anton's, like, cranky little brother who probably wanted to be Anton, knew he wasn't quite as talented as Anton, still wrote some really, really great songs and sang them well, but Anton never really let him have the spotlight the way that he could have or should have or needed to. I think Anton understands that what he's doing is part of a continuum of rock music. Almost like he is someone from the 60s who just happens to be living here now and is totally lost and doesn't really understand the ways that people do things.
I'm just saying, don't fuck with me. I'm not fucking with you. I'm trying to explain things to you. And if you don't want to listen to the way people feel, if you don't want to listen to other people's opinions, then fucking go off and do it yourself and be loved by your fucking self, and nobody will love you because you don't want to deal with other people.
Cool, I won't have any headaches either.
Well, great.
I don't do anything wrong, that's why I don't say I'm sorry.
You do things wrong, and that's the fucking first step in being human, is realizing that you do and making them better.
You guys fucking crap, man.
I don't even fucking worry about this shit.
I don't fucking do it wrong. I just don't get that.
You know what? Every religion makes people fucking, you know what? Every fucking spiritual belief, you burn in hell for pretending to be God and not being able to back it up.
I don't like being robbed from. It's highly against the law, stealing from people.
How have you been robbed?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Seymour Stein told me, sign him right away. With a name like that, you can't go wrong. You have my blessings. Go, girl. And, but I had to convince a couple of other people from the company. And I took my boss, Nancy Jeffries, who was the head of the A&R department, to a show in Los Angeles that we set up especially for her, so she could witness them and make her own opinion and see if we wanted to put mega dollars behind them. And it was the biggest disaster I had ever witnessed.
Hell yeah. So these songs we're playing tonight, we have a lot of records. We've got 6 full-length albums this year. And that's why we're gonna get the biggest record deal in history, because we're smart.
Now, if Anton thought that anyone screwed up during a song, he would immediately correct them. This guy wasn't long for the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Okay, I need a fucking drink. I'm not getting paid.
hands up here right now. Else we're fucking leaving. We already played for these people that say for us, I'm working harder than you, motherfucker! Alright, this next song is about love. And it's called, well, love. Hey, quit! Hey, I'm gonna have the bouncers beat you up if you don't stop stepping on their mics, man. They don't like that. Take that shit up. Keep the fucking shit up and quit. Hey, you fucking asshole, you get out of here too. I'll play my myself and you go have a drink. Fine, watch. Broke my sitar, motherfucker.
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you get hurt? Is that blood on you?
Yeah.
From where?
From people's faces.
He wants to be a rebel. He doesn't want to conform. He wants to be successful in one part, but he can't admit that to himself. So he completely sabotaged that showcase. He knew what was at stake. He knew he could have gotten $1 million deal if he had played it right.
I think my running total is 21 official quits of the band.
After last night, are you still in the band?
I don't know. Nobody punched me, so I guess I'm clear.
On most band conflicts I've seen, usually it's because 2 or 3 guys in the band can't get along together because of some girlfriend or because they both want to write songs. Or it's some kind of typical situation like that. This is not a personality conflict, it's a vision of the world. Sometimes people go past the boundaries of good and evil or whatever boundaries of common sense we all operate under into another realm. And we call these people prophets. Jesus Christ was a person like this, so is Charles Manson. They transcend the normal world and they set their own...
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, exactly, standards.
Yeah.
And Anton sees himself in that mold. That's where his problem comes, trying to integrate his mystical vision with his messed up personality, and it's really heart-wrenching to see it. He's not just a jerk, he's almost like one of these people who stumbles out of the desert screaming, I've seen God, We understand that we are your backup musicians and we take musical direction from you. You, on the other hand, understand that we are human beings and don't want to be treated like shit. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In his mind, no one can play the music as well as he could. If Anton had his way, he would clone himself, and he'd have 6 other Antons or 5 other Antons, and they'd all be playing the instruments. Anton on drums, Anton on bass, Anton on all the guitars, and whatever.
He's his own worst enemy because he thinks success and credibility are mutually exclusive terms, which is an easy baggage to inherit, but a very difficult one to haul through every decision of your career. Because as a musician, you want to reach the biggest possible audience, and as an artist, you want to impact culture in the deepest way possible.
I'm not for sale. You understand? I'm not for sale. Nobody says that.
What are you trying to do then?
I'm fucking love. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Beatles? The Beatles were for sale. I'd give it away. It must be $17. I paid for this record, right? I used the money.
Cost you $17?
$17 to make, thank God for mental illness. No shit. And I'm gonna show you because we're gonna go up to Oregon. I'm gonna record a bunch more records so you can see. Anton had been threatening to move to Portland for months, but when he finally showed up with all of his belongings, we realized that he had intended to move in with us. We couldn't really take him in.
I'm in Portland now, kids. It's a rough trip.
Is it rough trip?
Yes. Going up top floor, pantyhose, illegal drugs, and cigarettes. Oh, you're supposed to put stop! Oh well, my hairspray. And I have to rinse for that hole that the weather you just can't count on. Hello, darling, I'm home. What's the tea?
Do you find Portland creatively inspiring?
No, I find it dismal. It was a terrible mistake to come here, but we did it. Now that we're here, there's nothing we can say, huh?
Do you feel like you're in exile here?
Baby.
I don't know. It's really been my hopeless, isolated, life is shit kind of vibe.
Did anybody in the band invite Anton to move up here? Or suggest it would be a good place for Anton to move or anything?
I don't know, that's like inviting him to your house. It's a small town. I don't know.
Maybe he expected to stay with us, and we weren't gonna have him stay
And
with
make a
us.
record with him and
Yeah, and
he was
we
good.
went on with our lives because we actually had stuff to do. We had to get that record done. We had to get it out.
Yeah, we were being productive.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
we played a New Year's show that year, and Joel, of course, came to party. I didn't notice at the time, but Anton didn't show.
Any resolutions this year, Courtney? Any revolutions for this
Yeah, I'm gonna get this like a tattoo of this here. I like this because it makes me feel like Amadeus. Hence my theory that Andy Warhols are nothing but a bunch of fags.
Right there. Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Quiet. The artist means quiet.
The artist is going to create a sound for its concise purpose, using a modular synthesizing apparatus for Radio Shack. One, two, three, four.
Say goodbye to Mom and Dad, the two best friends I never had. To be knowing where I'm going, how
Tony's raised in a very affluent society. He had every advantage a child could possibly have. I mean, he had a lot of disadvantages. He was raised by a single parent. He didn't have a father.
Well, see, that was my fault being an alcoholic. I had left the family. When he was about a year and a half old, I had shown symptoms of schizophrenia, and I drank every day.
You have to look at, here's a very, very superiorly intelligent child who knows what the curfew is, who knows that Newport Beach strongly enforces the curfew, who has been arrested 50 times for it, and yet continues to do it. So when they called me at work and said, you need to come and pick him up, when I went to the Newport Beach jail, I said, I'm not taking him. I'm not picking him up. I'm tired of doing this. And they said, but you have. I said, no, I don't have to. What are you going to do? Because I'm not picking him up. I told him, the last time, next time, I won't come get you. So he was taken to the adolescent unit by the police, not by me. I signed the papers as his guardian, but he was taken there by the police.
I hate to see him repeat his life like myself. 2 divorces and not getting a chance to raise your kids.
There was times when Tony appeared under the influence. There was times when he was growing pot, and I was the first one to call the police and have him come here and get it. And I guess I sort of thought eventually he'd get over all this nonsense and he'd grow up and he'd get a real job, but he never has.
He feels starved for affection, I think, love, you know. And as a father, you know, I probably failed immensely, you know, and I feel guilty about that. You know, and if he has abandonment issues, they're as much my responsibility as his. You know, I notice the album he gave me is Thank God for Mental Illness.
Sad, isn't it? It's really sad. They are the best 2 friends I've ever had.
He has he really, as near as I can tell, doesn't have any family he can fall back on. He doesn't have any money, doesn't have a home. It's enough to drive anybody crazy. Now, I think he's a little bit on the edge besides that, but, you know, it's amazing he can be as sane as he usually is.
Actually, he has nobody. You know, he gets help because some people are with him, we are all with him, but I don't think his family has ever been very helpful for him.
When we got together, we all realized our parents were all still married, and we were like, we're the most well-adjusted band in America. We're the most well-adjusted band in America. The BJM returned to LA. Anton promised Greg Shaw of Bomp Records his next album in exchange for the money to rent a house in Los Angeles. He and Joel invited the rest of the BJM to take rooms in the house so they could make the big industry push. Even Jeff Davies, Anton's genius guitarist who had battled heroin addiction, returned from rehab, full of hope.
I've been on couches and floors for so damn long. I've been very digging the idea of having a door that you can close. Where was Anton at? He's taking Courtney to the airport.
I had been meeting with Capitol as I was finishing the record. I wanted Anton's opinion on a song everyone expected to be a massive hit. Anton, this is like such a ridiculous, like, super fucking hit. Yeah. Really silly. Yeah.
I never thought you'd be a junkie because heroin is so passe.
Anton didn't react at all. It kind of bummed me out, but I think I knew why.
Anton inspired Courtney to go much farther than he's ever gone before. It was definitely both of them kind of wanted him to be the other person. I know Courtney's always wanted that mad genius thing, but is unable or unwilling to let himself go that far.
Anton and Courtney, love-hate relationship, I guess. I think they feel like they're on the same level in a lot of ways with creative ability. You know, they challenge each other. They feel each other's fire.
I didn't have time to reflect much on Anton's lack of interest in my new song because mega celebrity fashion photographer David LaChapelle agreed to do our video. Capitol threw down $400,000 to make this happen. Suddenly, it felt like we were going to be big time.
Big money! Turn around, look at that.
That's what?
Now, where's that exact thing being
I didn't know it was going to be a deaf advertisement.
Yeah, the 80s angle.
The 80s angle.
I learned around the 80s.
Big surprise.
I'm not going to really collaborate, you know. If it's great, I'm going to think you're fucking great. If it's not, I'm going to be really pissed off at you.
Courtney's having second thoughts about the entire video.
We can just reshoot just the band stuff, like if once my hair grows out a bit.
Okay, redo it. If you have to redo it, because it's hair.
I think they drove out to
the
Pasadena.
junkie video shoot. Yeah, I'm sure we
We're
told them about it and
friends.
said, come on over and eat some free food.
Steal some vitamins.
What a wonderful waste of money. Before they sold a product, just on one video, they were in 500 grand or more.
I think I'm beginning to grasp the concept here. The theme is, am I wrong? Passing things that are passing. The whole thing. Whoa, look at this. Is this all for the dandies? Yeah, you should have seen them just performing on that stage. Wow. Yeah, it's gonna happen for us.
Brian Jonestown Massacre left our video shoot convinced that we had blown way off course.
I'm sober. I did everything. Hello, Mr. Policeman. I'm white.
The guys in the Brian Jonestown Massacre actually did the drugs we were singing about, and still they seemed to miss the irony in the song. And whereas some members were able to use dope and be somewhat functional, it seemed to bring out a really dark side of Anton.
Why don't you just fucking take her out of here? She's crazy or something. Fuck, I asked her just to leave me alone for a fucking minute. Now she wants to like smash shit in my hair.
She wants to stop me.
Fuck that!
She just got me.
Go to sleep! It's
Swear
gonna
by
be
me before we
Fuck
start.
this! Leave!
I'm gonna do double dance every day. That's so funny.
Leave me alone!
Harry makes him evil. And he doesn't know that because he can't see himself, you know, when he's on heroin. I mean, I love Anton. I like to stay with him, but not like that, you know.
Sophie left Anton and never returned. She actually joined the band The Minstrels, fell in love with George, lead singer, and together they moved to Tahiti. Back at the house, the band was preparing for a new record and summer tour.
We should have a fucking party here.
Well, the Brian Jonestown had a party to show us their new house and their cool scene. Apparently, it was a pretty good party. In fact, that's Harry Dean Stanton right there. But we couldn't make it over because we were hanging in the hot tub and partying with David LaChapelle and his entourage.
There they are. All right, bring the film crew. Oh, nice hat. Hello. Hi.
I decided that the BJM house, the day after they threw a party, would be the perfect location for a Dandy Warhol's photo shoot. What I want to do is I want to go out to this really fucked household. Yeah, well, I didn't bother to warn the guys.
When we did the photo shoot in their house, I just couldn't believe it. They had no furniture, hardly. Everything was on the floor. It was like a squat, a hovel. How do you guys live like this? There was dish soap on the kitchen table and maybe an empty 40-ouncer and some guitar amps and stuff in the living room.
At Hollywood, there's a lot of people walking into your house right now. There's a whole photo shoot about to happen. And your house is trash. You guys partied last night. I think that it's a big deal having the photo shoot here so that they can pretend that they had a big party. They've come for our minds. This is great. That's
guys just have to do this other one because there's like it's tiny and there's two mirrors that face her like this, so we can get the total like shot with a bunch of reflections.
Give a cut.
Give a cut, man. Like,
Can you look at him here again? Good, okay.
We're popping our whole gig. We have to live that, baby.
oh no, we're certainly not gonna say it's our house. It'll be like
No,
certainly
but you're
not
not going to say it's our house either, now are you?
yeah, we are. We're gonna say
No,
it'll be
really.
like Capital
You should be
every
the
day. The
background.
Dandy Warhols will come together in the home of a different band. Today it's the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
But how much do you get paid?
I know, we're talking about dough, baby.
Dough.
Where's the dough? Where's the dough? Where's the dough?
Now if we take pictures in our own house, people are going to accuse us of ripping you guys off in our own house.
I guess the Brian Jonestown Massacre wanted revenge. So when they scammed some time at a local studio, they wrote us a song.
Not your last fucking dandy on earth. That's the name of our song. But she looks like she's about ready to get robbed to me, you know?
I want those fucking bastards dead. They're jeopardizing the dandy's career.
Put it on, huh? In fact, I'll put it on.
It's so fucking funny. Move on over, Dandy. They had scammed a week to record from an A&R rep who believed in them. So, as usual, Anton moved into the studio, had a bunch of his friends over, and squeezed out an entire album called Give It Back.
And we like what you're doing.
Do it more, baby, yeah.
You got speed to burn.
Pass it over here.
You guys are fucking crazy at the Viper.
Oh, you saw that?
Holy mackerel. That's a fucking 3-ring circus if I ever saw one.
Dig. But now I put pipe organs. Doesn't it sound so fucking psychotic? It's all... All the sounds I can make with my voice, so my mouth.
DiG Studio with the BJM.
That's D-word.
Such an interesting case study. What in the end for real people's success? We're like, shit man, what if it doesn't happen?
This Is Why You Love Me is recorded already. 2 steps notches above that, so it blows up their speakers with a I heard you say. Okay, so that song dies out and then it's immediately sound light. It's kind of like that is it's like. The band finished the record and prepared to hit the road the next morning on their first national tour. They never before tried to pull this off. They were sure they would finally get signed, so long as Anton could hold it together out there. Walking down the street and this truck pulls up or drives by next to us and I hear there's 2 dick suckers there. And it's just like, whatever, man. Laugh all you want, redneck. I'm on my way to your girlfriend's house. It was kind of embarrassing though because we were sucking each other's dicks at the time. Yeah. So I'm really happy that everybody came. This is our first time through America. Under the local Communist Party's headquarters, the band played for an audience of 10 and performed for almost as many hours.
I got some pussy now.
I miss shit. I can't play fucking video games. I'm cool, man. Oh, I can play fucking computer games. I can fucking escape into a fantasy.
I can get to Chicago and also leave here.
Escape into a fucking fantasy world. And now you have us, and you have a fucking life.
No, you don't give me any life. You're not like me.
I gotta go.
You're just fucked up. I've been busting my ass for your pussies for so long, and I get your fucking mouth, and I get your shit. I will fucking kill you. Matt and Peter left, intending to walk back to California. We're gonna go on no matter what.
Not without Matt and Peter. To New York.
It's gonna go on no matter what.
Not this trip.
This trip's going on no matter what. I'm going to New York with or without these people, whether they play or don't play.
Well,
I'll turn it into vacation if I have to. I ain't out here for nothing, man.
basically the guys walked off away from our whole camp in the middle of the night, drunk as hell, and Peter, being this young, immature, fucking stupid, here comes a cop, hippie fucking dumbass that he's being, went with them, and they walked away from my scene completely, and we've been up the alleyways back and forth. Here comes the sun. It's the next day. We've been looking forever, and they're not here. I'm sober, and I drank a lot more than they did, and I'm sober now. They haven't come back. Therefore, what do? Choice one, we leave Peter and Matt in Chicago forevermore and never see them again.
We finally found him. We were miserable, and we knew the whole time that the dandies are out there somewhere, living the high life. We came back to Los Angeles to discover that Capitol had not been promoting our choice for a second single, Boys Better, because our first single, Junkie, hadn't broken the top 20 on US radio. I called the label, but couldn't get anyone to assume responsibility. Well, I'd really love to have a successful single. I'd like to have, Yeah, You haven't scheduled any time, like a week or whatever, to do radio? As early as possible would probably be really good for my band, at least. You're saying that you don't carry a lot of weight around Capitol?
Well, I'm just telling you that it's not up to me, really.
Yeah, but everybody says it's not up to them around there. The Suits were clearly disappointed that our band hadn't turned out to be an overnight sensation. Apparently, the Junkie video had been put on hold because Capitol repoed the footage from La Chapelle. I thought they put too much makeup on me.
Take my name off of it. I talked to Corey last night. He's like, he doesn't want any close-ups in it. He wants it to be a performance spectacle. He wrote me this moochie letter. Compared me to Salvador Dali and Man Ray, and like, you do whatever you want, and this and that. And then, as soon as I'm done with the video, he thinks he can just start screaming at me at the top of his fucking lungs and like acting like a huge spoiled baby Huey. But he's not like an alternative rock star. He's a pop star. I mean, he's like an R&B act or something. You're like, I'm obsessed with their face, how they look. I said to him, this is how you look. This isn't some weird, some special effecty video where, this is like, pretty diffused light on you. And you look, Zia looks like how Zia looks, the dancers look how they look, and you look how you look. And that's how you look. This is you.
What did he say?
He started screaming that he's done thousands of videos. He used the word thousands. I've done thousands of videos and I know how I look.
Dealing with diva fashion photographers and evasive record label executives was starting to really get me down. It seemed the only inspiration I found at the label was looking through the pictures of the shoot we staged at the Jonestown house. Didn't we have fun at the Brian Jonestown house? So I found one of those driveway car deals, caught up with the Brian Jonestown massacre in Detroit, and found out that Anton had written a couple songs for me.
You're a hell of a guy, don't you know? I met you in the van after the show.
Okay, this song's called Not If You Were the Last Dandy on Earth. Ready?
Take my money, take my time, take my sister, after mine.
It's psychotic, huh?
Dude, that's so good.
I will personally tolerate more shenanigans from that fucking Anton than I will anyone else, just because he makes and has made such unbelievably powerful and important records. Well, they didn't know what to call this one. A newspaper called it a riot. See, the audience had attacked the film crew for filming the band, and then jumped the band. I thought it was fantastic. I love this. This is great. This doesn't happen to my band. This happened to my band. This is cool. Yeah, that was funny. It's pretty amazing that those guys make it through any gig without a fight.
There's this great sense of expectation and anticipation when one goes and sees Brian Jonestown Massacre about exactly what could go down. Will there be a knife fight? Will one of the band members decide they hate the other person so much they're going to slam them in the head? Will they dissipate and fall apart after one song? Or will someone antagonize the audience so much that you'll end up in a brawl? I mean, you just never quite know what's going to happen, or will they even make the show?
You go and see a show, you talk to your fellow A&R people and say, oh, by the way, I flew down there and I saw them and they're insane, they can't do it. Too bad. We love them, we wish them good luck, but can't work with them.
Are you gonna be like a big waste of money where they dump all this money, you make like a record and then somebody kills, you guys kill each other or just split up or whatever, you know? But I totally disproved that shit. I'm like the most productive and I refuse to give up and I show up and play. And they don't see that though. They're We've been driving since Detroit. Been quite a while. Been driving with Dean and Anton in this car, trying to stay awake and smoking a lot of grass, and doing a lot of dope, snorting China White.
So how far are we going today?
All the way, baby. Yeah, this is kind of nutty, you know? Like, this is how bands break up, if they didn't know that. Ours almost did, you know? Oh, gee, you got like a pack of fucking junkies on the road, not eating much, drinking a lot, doing dope, and not sleeping. Is anybody gonna get grumpy and irritable and start fighting with each other at all? No, probably not. It's not my tour, so I'm just having a good time.
I get some reverb in the house.
All right. I saw Dylan and Gertie's in 1963. You know, I've been listening to this for the last 35 years. Guys, for whatever it is, these guys have it. What's the name of the group again? Brian Jones?
Town Massacre.
I saw this record, Satanic Majesties, and I went home and listened to that record probably about 100 times in a row, and I was totally obsessed with it, and I didn't know what the Brian Jonestown Massacre was. I didn't know if it was a new band or an old band. I didn't know if it was one person or 100 people. I just loved this record and then saw in the paper that they were playing 3 shows.
You guys are great, man!
And I went to all 3 shows.
I'll just say I'm having the greatest time of my life. First time ever been to New York.
And on the 3rd one, I asked Peter Hayes, who's now Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, who was in the band at the time, if he could introduce me to Anton. I wanted to give Anton my number so he could call me, and I didn't have anything to write on except for this card that I had in my wallet of all my important phone numbers. I crossed out all my numbers, I wrote down my number on there and gave it to him, and I was like, you're the only person that I need to talk to now. I didn't know anything about their reputation, and I was like, anyone who's making music this good deserves to have a record deal and deserves to be signed.
Hey, listen. Hey, Dennis. When people like you and Dave that know us and are hanging out, and fucking drunk guys are hassling Matt in the front, you grab Matt, or you grab a bouncer, or you grab the fucking drunk guy. I don't want no hassles out of people that fucking like these leeches behind me that just fucking hang out and don't do shit when you need it.
Quit. Anton is a great songwriter and an arranger, but he is so horrible in so many ways. I mean, we could talk about truth about me, but luckily I'm not on trial and he is.
I won't. Who's on trial?
Anton.
With who?
That thing.
I fired Dan yesterday.
I've been sitting out here in this damn van all day. I've been looking at all these penthouses and all these gutters, going, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's really that.
So is Anton gonna be able to work something out? Get you guys back on the road?
You're having the time of our life, and the shows are getting better and better, and people are really going nuts. He's gonna totally try and like negotiate an immediate like one-off record, and like he had advanced with somebody. I go, cool, because if I can get a third up front, we'll buy a fucking van.
Taxi!
The Brian Jonestown left New York the next morning to play a round of shows in the South, but only got as far as Homer, Georgia.
How you doing?
Okay, it's hers.
Oh, okay, well, they say you license anyway.
It got stolen.
Huh?
It got stolen in California. I'm on tour. We're just going to pick up a van from
I have my license,
She has all of her stuff. She was just interviewing me. We're making a documentary.
Oh, okay. What's your full name, sir?
My name's Anton.
All right, pull up right over and let me run your license.
Sure. Whereabouts?
Just right over there.
This gentleman. Put this out. How you doing today?
Don't have anything illegal, any guns or drugs?
No, you're welcome to. You can search the car right now.
Okay. You don't have any problem with the search?
No, in fact, I'll waive that right now.
If y'all would just step out of the vehicle.
Okay. I went all the way through, from California, like Oklahoma, Minnesota, all that. This is Georgia. It's the most beautiful state, I'd say. Really? Georgia. We're in Georgia.
Yeah,
We're in Banks County.
Yeah.
And when's the gig tonight?
When's the gig? I don't know.
I'm starting to think maybe I should have come along for the ride.
What I heard was they search the car and there's weed and they get taken to jail.
I'm gonna advise you should be right. It's my own fault whatever happens to me. But I can send you that car search.
Anton was eventually bailed out by Bump Records' Greg Shaw, but the band broke up that night. Anton played solo, all the way back to Los Angeles. The rest of the Warhols met up with me in New York to play MTV and a few club shows. Weak album sales and an industry showcase gone awry were kind of stressing us out.
It was the EMD convention, which is the distributor, so all the retailers are there from Europe, Japan, everything. We just sounded like shit, and it was just like, look, I'm not going to lie about it. Pretend we're rocking, man, feeling it. I was just like, this sucks. This sounds like fucking shit up here, you guys. Can you just be patient for a minute? Meanwhile, Gersh is in the back, freaking out. These guys are fucking lying, and they embarrassing motherfuckers. And, I'm like, how about fuck you, man? How about you get up on stage and fucking pull your pants down, you know?
Like, who was
So-
there? Was it just like a huge fucking...
Industry, fucking huge industry. Everybody that Gersh and those guys had said, this is the Great White Hope, this is the next huge band, this guy's fucking amazing, you know? So now Japan's like, well, I don't know. Japanese guys are like, well, maybe we'll put it out, maybe we won't, you know?
Dandy Warhols were a very big popular band among A&R people. I kept pulling up their sound scans too, and I just, the A&R people were like the only ones buying the record. The record sound scans first week at, below 3,000, and has been dropping for the 2 weeks since. The Dandy Warhols are the reason why people get laid off at record labels. I think that people spend so much money on these bands, and they make ridiculous videos, and when it doesn't all pan out, somebody's got to pay for it, right?
When you sign with a major label, they always tell you things like, we're into careers, not hits. And you go, wow, that's got a nice ring to it. Yet if you don't produce a hit, they don't really give a fuck about your career,
Radio promotion costs are ridiculously out of hand. Video costs are retarded. Executive salaries, expense accounts. The music industry is supposed to be this middleman between the artist and the consumer so that people can buy the records that they like. But somehow, music industry turns itself into this, evil beast that tries to screw the artist and tries to screw the fans, and it's really obvious.
I have no respect for anyone working for any major label in any capacity whatsoever in the executive. They're all liars, they're all mediocre people with no talent. They don't know talent, they don't understand or like music in any way whatsoever. I dread to think what they're like in bed trying to have sex because, their mind and body are not connected.
It's a fool's game to spend your life blaming
the record company. Every label can break a band, every label can't. Ultimately, it's in the band's hands. So anybody who thinks like, oh, now we got a major deal, we're home, we're safe, we're gonna succeed, it's just bullshit. Record companies screw up virtually everything they possibly can screw up. Not because they intend to, but it's probably the nature of all corporate organizations.
Major labels lose money on 9 out of 10 records, and they have 1 record out of 10 that makes enough money to cover everything. And I don't think there's another business in the world where you can have a 90% failure rate and still say you're successful. It's crazy. You should be able to make money off every record. You just have to spend it accordingly.
Indie rock happened because of this, because of what we have experienced being on a major label. What every major label says won't happen to you. They won't tell you what single to put out. They won't pick your, pop song. I mean, that's just bad advertising for the band, Fucking clowns. If I had only been just a little bit smarter,
I mean, requiring a level where people are getting to know it and acquire the music, that hasn't been done through being signed, that hasn't been done through a BuzzFeed video or anything. That's been done all on our own. We're on cover of magazines, not because some suit's backing with his bread like everybody else. We're there because we get there on our own, and that is the vibe we exist on.
I've been trying to talk Perry into signing them for a long time. Look, this is the last real rock and roll band. They're fucking awesome. They make great records, You couldn't do anything, like trying to control what happens or anything like that. But just give them the money, they'll make great records, put them out on the road, and they'll do great. Before their first American tour went south, literally, the Brian Jonestown Massacre had managed to attract quite a bit of industry attention on the road. Capitol may have finally listened to me as they offered Anton a modest record deal. He asked Michael Dutcher to represent him at the meeting, but Anton blew the deal within an hour.
I thought he was more together when I first met him. He gave that illusion for a period of a week. I think Anton, if he could really focus, could be in that elite group of people with, Lennon, McCartney, Bob Dylan.
Meanwhile, Adam Shore convinced TVT Records, the largest indie label in America, that the Jonestown Massacre was the best band in the country. Michael Dutcher feared that Anton's manic behavior would again blow the deal, so he sent Joel to New York in his place.
I arrived in New York City. We're going to Swanksville here. The gutter boy.
You meet Joel?
Yeah,
Joel?
yeah.
Anton got an ear infection, and this morning we had to switch him up. He was not feeling like himself, and he's not a little worried. I don't know, he said at one point or another he got some kind of accident with his ears.
The TVT exec seemed to buy Dutcher's story about Anton's earache, and Joel charmed them over dinner.
I'm going to show you 4 places to sign. This is just like the Declaration of Independence. It's exactly Richard, Joe Guion.
I have a briefcase. It's around here.
Not bad.
2 points off.
Is that bad?
It'll still be enforceable. It's a valid contract.
I want to say that I'm making a personal commitment not to screw with anybody's head, like in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Only in a good way.
I was a drug on a little kid, and I'm not gonna promote fascism in any way. I'll promote.
Oh, come on.
I love making music, so I don't think we're gonna have any problems.
Okay, Anton, I'm gonna pick up the phone and then Steve's leaving. And
Thank you, Steve, for your time, man. I'll talk to you as soon as possible.
take care, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Okay, hit release.
One thing that we're absolutely 100% sure of, the Brian Jonestown Massacre can make records. They've made 5 records in 2 years and more and more and more. And you almost have to stop them from making records. They're making so many records. And we're a record company, so all we have to do is put out their records. Elektra and Sire and Capitol and all these labels. And what's their problem? It's like I like this band. I brought the band and the CDs to my boss. He really liked it, and within 3 weeks we had a deal. It's done. It's so easy. Why is everybody so scared? What's the problem?
That is your first signing?
Yes. It's very easy. Everyone should try it. Hi. You guys have no idea who I just became yesterday. I'm very big. Very big. They didn't want just Anton. They want Anton, myself, and yourself. And that's all right, That's a whole different gig, by contract. Adam's really scared about, what the fuck is this between you guys and the Dandies? And, I'm trying to explain it to him, the history and whatnot, And he's like, well, I can't believe you're playing with the Beatles versus the Stones gig when you guys are, so much better than them and you're gonna totally transcend them, lickety split. And it's they're target number 1, and then we'll move on, then from there we'll go to Oasis, whatever, you know what I mean? They're just the first in the line, that's kind of the whole gig, you know what I mean? I keep hearing little things in the press. There's just little mentions that, they'd be dissing us. And it's just why? I just didn't understand that supposedly it was a rivalry that they were trying to start up to get press, but they didn't tell us that. So it was just sort of insulting.
No, this is a special little present from our dear friend Anton. We were in San Francisco, and We were playing a show at the Purple Onion, and he just drove by in a truck, and I just happened to be outside, and he said, here's a present for you. I'll see you in a month. I'm going to India. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff in here. This lovely bar of soap came attached to this nice little card with a little message, clean up your act. Courtney Taylor's Surrender. I was with Eric, and we each had we found these little things in here with individual names on them. Well, they're shotgun shells. Mark Iger had a restraining order taken out against Anton.
He's stalking us now. Making phone calls or recording his room.
Did you hear that Bob in the morning, Mike and Heather are trying to get them off the CMJ show?
Good.
Yeah, I feel bad for everybody else in the band, but it's like I can't have Anton, the insane guy.
I will not have him anywhere near me again, as much as I can avoid it. I will not share dressing rooms with him or backstages, anything.
I'll still buy their albums, though.
Our management had thrown the Brian Jonestown Massacre off our bill at CMJ, but Anton showed up on the TVT Records dime to distribute his Ode to Us anyway.
What exactly is the adventure tonight, Greg?
We're going down to this stupid club to hang out in front of the place and annoy people. Show them just how lame we think CMJ and the entire music industry is. I mean, of course, the family. Possibly, you know.
Taxi! Hey, backpacks in the trunk, okay?
Whoa!
In the trunk, thank you. Yeah.
You have a stand, you can get in. I want you out of the building. The furry hat. Yeah, he's not getting in.
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Take
So what I thought.
Excuse me?
Thank you.
Sir, Capital. Ready? Are you from Capital?
I know.
Take this anyways.
Not for your last any interview, she'll never be. Take it anyways. How'd you get Daisy Copper's match?
Because, you know what?
He loves you?
No, I'm the son of God. I take whatever I
That's how you
need.
got it there? Hey, Jeffy. Wow.
Alright, cool. This is the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. The hottest single out of here, the last candy on earth.
What do you think of the 12-inch? I think it's great. I read it wrong. I thought he wanted to kill us all. But he's actually someone else. Some secret alter ego. Did you see our signed copies?
It's his like little idea. We could get this whole like Blur Oasis thing going, you know. Like, yeah, maybe if both our bands were selling like 5 million records.
He's like, you don't even understand, Zia. You don't even realize how much money I've gotten for us. I was like,
Give me my cut.
I would never want to hurt you, Zia. If I wanted to kill you guys, I would have already did it.
Great.
Anton.
All right, then that's good to know.
Come in.
How are you? Good, how are you? Oh, I'm just dandy. How are you? Oh, thank you very much. Aren't you the best dandy on earth? Outstanding. Cheers.
Thank you.
No problem, sir. Yeah.
I give him $300 in tips. Toll charge $900 without tipping anybody for drinks. If I charge $900 in tips and then plus my drinks, what do you think they're gonna say? They're gonna say you're not allowed on our label anymore because you charge $32,000 in tips.
Anton, this is DiG.
How you doing?
Anton, this is Greg Shaw from Bomb. Greg Shaw.
Huh?
Hey, Greg.
Anton, Brian Jonestown Massacre.
How you doing?
Just sign them?
Hey, guess what? Can you put him on hold for 1 second?
I will make you a shitload of money. You too, mister.
You too, alright?
All the money you want.
Okay, you're gonna need a backpack or a duffel bag to carry this. Alright? Accounting? Yeah. You guys handle the numbers?
Brian?
Guess what? You're gonna have to be counting a lot more money because I'm gonna be making you a shitload of money. Alright? Are you guys ready?
I'm not trying to like jack you for everything that it's quite the opposite. You know, I turned down bigger things to do this because I'm hoping that the freedom translates into something better. I can play 80 instruments and produce the records, right?
But do you play an accordion?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I sure do. I play all that stuff. Weird fucking Chinese shit I play. There was never another artist on TBT before or after that had more excitement inside the label. People who worked there were so excited to work the record, and they convinced the music industry at large that the Brian Jonestown Massacre were the next great thing. if he wasn't playing music, it's not like he would have get another job. It's not like it's like, okay, this music thing isn't working out, I'm gonna go like work in an office. Like, Anton can only do this one thing. Like, he is for real. What he's doing is for real.
Unlike America, European radio actually played our record, and only days after its release, the album was topping the charts in several countries. Eric, our drummer, had quit the band 2 weeks before, so I brought my cousin Brent to London instead. Eric had wanted more of my songwriting royalties, and I had refused.
I don't think about you. I think about me. This is a business. Oh. Really? I write all of the songs. All of the songs. I produce the records. All the records. You know? I do everything. And yet I'm giving away half of my songwriting money, half of it, so that the band can pay rent and have fun and enjoy it, you know? And that's not enough? Are you fucking stupid?
We're going to Europe in 2 weeks. And he said, do you think you can learn all of our songs in 2 weeks? I said, you gonna make me sing already? And he stopped. He said, yeah. Because if you can't sing, there's no real reason for you to be here. Because, you know, we'll go out and get a drink if you can't sing.
Stockholm to Madrid. There's gonna be a bus.
We're not a heavy airplay band, you know, we don't get the kind of airplay that Green Day got or the Spice Girls or, you know.
But it's mostly in America because here in Europe you've got a lot of airplay mostly.
Do we?
You know, our record is number 16 in the UK. That's pretty incredible. Our tour was sold out.
Brussels, Copenhagen, we love it. Stockholm, Malmo, Madrid, Barcelona. Hello, we love it.
It's gone ballistic. I've got some press cuttings in my bag to look at, and it's gone a bit mad. Everybody suddenly knows who the Dandy Warhols are.
Tickets for tonight. Buy or sell tickets. Tickets. Dandy Warhols.
How many records have you sold in America?
Including our parents?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in England?
About the same number, like 40,000 or something. That's over a year in America, and that took a little under 2 weeks in England. Our tour was running very smoothly until a surprise visit by the French police.
French custom. Find you again with cannabis. It's 2 times the penalty. Yeah.
Got me a special box. For where you smoke cocaine, your special box.
Cannabis, grass.
Not used intro tricky, like I was gonna just fess up, you know.
Maybe.
My band got away with paying a fine equivalent to 4 Dandy Warhols t-shirts. And we kept the grass.
We are a lucky band, and they are a not lucky band. Look what happens when they get pulled over by the police in Georgia or wherever it was. And look what happened when we got pulled over by the police in France. That's lucky, because it could have all ended right there. Not, you know, the band's career, but that tour.
If you were going to be on the Jerry Springer show, what would your topic be? And who would they invite on to slap you?
What is it? Brian Jonestown Massacre? Oh, stop stalking me. Write songs about your own fucking band. They'd have that'd be the episode, and then they'd have the Brian Jonestown Massacre on.
And who is it? Who's this guy?
They're this band. They're great, and they're really good friends of ours. They're just kind of not very well adjusted people.
Mm-hmm. They're not right in the head.
It's kind of sad to see them be so dysfunctional.
Because of the potential.
Yeah.
Like, they're like the Velvet Underground of the 90s.
By this time, Anton had set up a really impressive home studio with his recording budget from TVT. He had his band around him again, and he was excited, ready to begin his career as a signed artist. Instead of renting a studio and hiring a producer,
something I'm really proud of is we bought Anton a studio so he could do it himself. And not only that, but so he could continually make music on his own forever.
This is a whole studio right here?
It is a whole recording studio.
The TVT deal got Anton worldwide exposure as well. We couldn't believe it when we heard that they had been invited to Tokyo to play some shows.
Are you surprised in the Dandy World? They don't even deal with it. They were blessing all the time, and he was talking to them, they started to cry and stuff, and then they laughed.
Anton? Anton?
The feeling of hope that the Brian Jonestown Massacre had had in Japan died upon their arrival back in Los Angeles. Anton started using heroin heavily as he was supposed to start making his most important record yet.
So it's interesting to see how our record comes out versus like the Dandies approach to everything, you know? Like how they did their shit.
How did they do their shit versus how you do yours?
They had, you know, a producer and they went to his studio and that guy ended up getting more gear for his studio. Courtney got whatever, you know? Tickets to go to Love Line and shit. Did you see this? How we got nominated for the California Music Awards for Outstanding Independent Album? Give It Back, the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Yeah, Dusher thinks it's negated whenever I'm kind of down, you know? Like loaded or something. I take all these bad feelings and then just put it into music, you know? I let people interpret it how they will.
I regret the fact that I didn't know how far gone Anton was in the beginning. You know, I realize now that I walked into sort of a MASH unit, you know, and I'm working in triage, you know, and I had to put as many pieces together to keep it working as I could. By December, I realized he was in no shape to make a record. I mean, he couldn't get it done. And then we had to enlist the help of Muddy.
Yeah, hi. We need to rent a DA-38 or a DA-88 in the next, 5 minutes.
Hey, you have Courtney's telephone number. Tell Courtney to call me.
I think Courtney's in Europe.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we're playing, huh?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Fuck, I wonder when I'm gonna hang out with that guy. Probably never, huh? He hates us anyways. You know that? I'm sure of it now. Like, we'll never ever play with those guys again, but... Unless it's a part of, like, the Danny Wells, unless it's part of, like, some KRQ Christmas fucking thing and he can't get out of it.
Fucking Oasis, and we're gonna fucking take over the world.
Spirits were still good in the back rooms of the house as the clock ticked on the recording process up front, but it was floundering under the weight of constant drug abuse and fighting.
Okay, that's it. I know it's a party back here, but I'm gonna have to ask you guys to go outside or go because there's no way we can record. You guys are just too loud. Good God, man, we had no idea we were recording. We are recording.
We got into the house. This great set of all these hundreds of instruments, because that's the beauty of Anton. He loves music. He had every possible instrument you could think about it. He had it there, and they were playing it. But he walked into the house and it just felt like death was everywhere. It was just smack house. It was reeking of death, and I thought that was the last time I would actually see them.
There's so much more shit that needs to be done, though.
Really a lot.
Well, a lot of the music doesn't sound done to me.
You know, if it weren't for Matt, this record would have never come out. Anton wouldn't have been able to write any more songs.
I'm trying to make this good too, man.
Don't even do the intro. Leave whatever's there. Record the rest of the song. I'll punch it in if it's not right. I don't care. Just like, you don't have to.
Yeah, because we got all sorts of time to do fix punches.
What if the controller right here? I don't understand what the problem is.
That's not where I want to stick the controller.
Well, not even go home. So I can work.
I will.
Thank you.
Anton fucking kicking Muddy out of the recording, fucking saying Muddy, well, maybe you should just leave, telling him to go. Doing fucking dope again when Michael Dutcher, our manager, has told him that if he does it again, he's gonna quit and not manage us anymore. Anton is making a decision for all of us that he wants to fail.
Hi. The name of our band is the Brian Jonestown Massacre. And, thank you. The reason why we haven't been playing out is we've been recording a new album that's called Strung Out in Heaven.
fucking dope.
They don't let kids drink because fucking full-grown adults can't even fucking deal with booze.
And some adults can't deal with reality.
Now you know why we don't have friends.
Finding some fucking friends that we're loving
Almost know it ain't
This was Matt Hollywood's song. He always sung it.
You know, here,
now, so you go.
This was Matt Hollywood's last show with the Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Well, don't break up, but righteous better. Bombs away.
It's like seeing the dark, dark side of what drugs do. Well, it's because like all those 60s bands got into drugs, like they were famous first.
There's just too much stress on my soul. I just want to be around some people that aren't hell-bent on destroying themselves, you know?
Hello, Adam. This is Matt from the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Anton completely flipped out on me last night and attacked me. I've got a huge bump on my head and a giant bite mark on my side. And, I just wanted to talk to you about that and maybe, what the future of this situation and contract is going to be.
What are you going to do about Matt?
What's Matt going to do about that? I don't babysit fucking 26-year-old guys for a living, right? I make great records for a living.
Who's in the band now?
Who fucking gives a shit? Who's ever in the band? Whoever I say is in the band.
I don't really know the person he is now. I would rather almost just think of him as if he's dead or something and to miss him.
It's my fucking band, I invented it. These guys quit and join as they feel like it, and it doesn't matter.
I would never manage another person like Anton again, because you can't have the hardcore sit down with him at times and say, Guy, this is what's really happening in your life. The illusion that you want to build in your head is one thing, but the reality is this.
I'm really tired because I've been doing business for 24 hours for fucking months. I still haven't been off work yet. And you've missed everything. You don't even understand how big this is. They're flying fucking photographers from New York and making them do what I want. You're gonna follow me to a location right now. We're gonna go, we use your ID, your California ID, right? You have one? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go pawn one of my guitars, okay? And we're getting $300 to make this photo shoot happen, and it has some scratch. Do you understand that?
Right.
So the movie gets better. So let's go do that. Invite everybody you know. Say you want to be in a Brian Jonestown Massacre 2-page spread in Magnet by a pro photographer. You want to be in pictures and record covers and shit. You want to be there like a Coca-Cola commercial for all of history. I go, check this out, ready? Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. Tell them to wear fucking white and come when I call. Down with all the fruit. Watch out.
Berries and cherries.
Do you need one of these, Joe? Scarf?
Yeah. That guy who ran by with the white shirt on? Yeah, he was walking inside. He just walked by all of us and he goes, excuse me, are you guys members of the cult or are you just shooting a video? And I'm like, that's a really good question, sir. I'm sorry that I can't answer it for you right now. I'm still figuring it out myself.
I'm heading down to Arkansas. Very out on
Have a break. You happy with it?
Cool. I want it to be funny and rad and curiosity. I don't want that prepackaged bullshit like the Andes are getting pumped. You know what I mean? I want to make it up as we go along. Do you know what I mean? I don't need some guy that lives in, which building is it? Capitol? I don't need some square in that round building me prepackaging a fucking idea for me. I got my ideas in that whole fucking little office of theirs. Courtney is a troublemaker artist. I'm not. Do you understand that?
Shot. Beautiful. Hold on. Beautiful. Shot.
Upon our return from Europe, we began recording our next album, 13 Tales from Urban Bohemia. We recorded 13 Tales from Urban Bohemia.
Above a parking garage?
Above a parking garage, all the bunks are in.
Recording 13 Tales was probably the best recording experience. The level of creativity was really intense. Every single day, a lot got done, and it was really inspiring, and that's the way I work the best.
You ever done that?
How did I get in like the coolest band on the planet like my first try? Like I saved up a lot of good karma, I think. Like when I pay for all the coke and everyone smokes my cigarettes and you know, I'm like, okay, well I'm getting paid back by being in a really awesome band, you know, and my good luck comes from places.
So what do you do? Oh yeah, I wait tables too. No, I haven't heard your band, cause you guys are pretty new. But if you dig, I'm big in food. Welcome over to my work, I'll have a cookie, something that you really love. If I like you, yeah I like you, and the feelings of bohemian like.
We released a psychedelic rock record during the heyday of boy bands, so naturally radio and our record label disregarded us completely. A year and a half later, a cell phone commercial put Bohemian Like You into households all across Europe. We went there, and it was huge.
They are actually one of the biggest and the most famous bands here in Greece.
We heard pieces of 12 different songs of ours on radio stations here.
I see them tonight and I think they are the best ever. See the drummer! It's fantastic! Courtney, you've got the best rocking voice ever, man, and the Carrie Sweller, fantastic.
After feeding our fan base across Europe, we returned to the UK to headline a major festival run with other highly successful acts.
Great set. Really enjoyed it.
We had hit another peak. We were playing sold-out shows and festivals for 70 to 100,000 people, and we were loving it.
I guess TBT wound up losing a lot of money on the Brian Jonestown Massacre. At the beginning, there was a lot of success. We shipped 30,000 records. We went number 3 at CMJ, and then the sales didn't really come. There were 8 people on the road. They did 147 shows, but I think people wound up going to the live show to see if Anton was going to punch his bass player, or if Anton was going to walk out on the show.
That's right there. Fucking crap. That ain't your shit, man. You don't do that to people's property.
With disappointment at the label and strife inside the band, it seemed like the end of the line for the Brian Jonestown Massacre. The lineup that had put the Brian Jonestown Massacre on the map dissolved in the coming days.
I have another band. It's not like this was my only thing. I feel bad for the people that it was.
I can do it with other people. Not be a tambourine man or anything, but just put something together with people and share ideas and, have a good time.
I can't phone right now because I don't have a life and I just wasted 4 years on a fucking waste of time.
Oh, this was supposed to be the finale.
Bullshit.
Message. Caller. Alright, you bunch of turds, get your asses over here. No, we're drinking. Things over. We're not drinking up. We're good. Bring it.
Hello. Oh, this is gonna be so cool today. I'm Marvin, going in Studio Monday to record the first song. It's just gonna be on. So I'm in the middle of working on my 9th album, if you can believe that. I've been working and fired, kicked half the people out of our band and the other half quit. Seemed like a good idea at the time, but it's turned out pretty good. It's pretty rocking, pretty crazy. Yeah, it should be pretty crazy. Joel wussed out. He just said, I don't want to be in a band with any drug freaking fucking weirdos anymore. But you can imagine that.
darkness and throw fucking fruit at me? Seriously. No, don't hide in the back and throw fruit when we're trying to play music, okay? Come on up here, in the light where we can see your fucking cowardness. We can see your fucking shaking little hands. Oh no, just stand back there. Why don't you throw fucking glass or something? You got a gun? Why don't you shoot at us? What are you fucking doing? I'll just fucking leave, man. Check it out, Jet. You threw down my guitar. You didn't get. I'd like to see you get paid for that. That's cool. You know what? I never got paid for all the years that I got fucked in the ass by you. So why the fuck am I gonna get paid now?
Anton, just don't die.
No reason. It's so cool.
Please, just don't. Like, what's the alternative? You either get straight or you die. Ugh.
Up in Portland, we were wrapping up our 4th record, Welcome to the Monkey House, and turning our label's promotional budget into a Dandy Warhol's version of Andy Warhol's Factory. The idea of a community of artists that are not being judged negatively by what's weird or screwy about them, but being glorified.
We took the video budget and instead of building sets and having them torn down, we had sets built permanently. And now we'll be able to rehearse and have our own shows in that room.
That angle looks fucking great.
It's controlled chaos, really, the stage show. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the new record. It's different, which I like. This is Nick Harcourt, your host for Morning Becomes Eclectic. Up next, brand new music from the Dandy Warhol.
Always by the time I'm ready for it to change and to get bigger, it gets bigger. And it hasn't stopped getting bigger yet.
I am alone, but adored by 100,000 more.
We established so early on that we're going to be big for just being who we are. And that just saved us so much work, I think.
It's fun on tour. It's fun in the studio. It's fun at dinner. It's fun at the bar. The secret is, if it's good, it's fun. And if it's bad, it's funny.
We don't want to be a dysfunctional family. We're responsible, much more responsible people. Half the band's married. I don't know, we've all have cars and we take our job seriously. Dave Daradinsky was amazed that all of us managed to keep, was it a job, a car, and a house, whereas his band never could have all three. They could have one, two, or two, but never all three.
Dandy Warhol's the greatest cartoon. That's what I think it takes to be successful as a pop star. I don't give a fuck what they do. It's not for me. He's not singing songs for me. Minnesota, you know? You're like fucking hot diggity dog. All I want to do is get off. Go read my fucking lyrics, man. He's a joke. But Danny's real okay, you know? Hey, that's a great record.
They were absolutely our favorite band, and they were the most interesting and amazing characters. But it's basically like a pack of 14-year-old boys from abusive, broken homes, set loose in the ghetto. You know, I mean, that's basically what that felt like. Like, yeah, let's go hang out with them, but come on. You know, these kids are all gonna end up in prison. Last I heard, Anton had cleaned up, put together a whole new lineup, and gone on an independent tour across America. Though successful financially, the tour was riddled with fights and anxiety, as Anton heard the news of the birth of his son. The last show of the tour was in Los Angeles.
It's been a tough year. Let me entertain you, okay? Let me just do this, because I'm sick. I don't need to be here. I don't have a record company. I am the record company. Listen to my voice. I am not joking. I am not for sale. This is a gift for you. You paid for it. Enjoy it. Don't piss in the fucking well. I have a son. Listen, I want to go meet my son. I'll take your money to my son and buy him something nice. Let me entertain you. Thank you. I love you too. You may have seen her downtown. Her name is Sarah. She's my sister. She's gonna play a song for you now. Sarah, come out here.
is like how a shark has to keep moving, and if they stop, they'll die. I honestly don't know what would happen to him if he were successful and he stopped having things to really battle against.
Hey, you're gonna get your head kicked in. Say, come up here and say it to my face right now. Say to my face, I don't think it's funny. I'm not incense for a tongue molestation. Come up here, be a man. Don't hide back there. Don't talk like that to ladies when they're entertaining you. I'll kick your fucking head in. Come on back up here. I'll hit you again. Come on.
Holy shit, kick me in the head.
Hey, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Hey, bouncers, bounce this guy so I'm gonna kill him in your club. Here he is. You guys have it? I'm stopping the show. Good night.
Anton, back to the green room. They're coming in.
That's fine.
We're taking him back to the green room.
That's fine. Lucy. They want me dead. I'm not joking around. Do you think so? I know for a fact it's over. I don't even want my son's here. I get the door locked. Today is a wonderful day to die. Those guys are gonna kill me.
Just hold your hands behind your back, Paul, together. Careful.
Be careful with one thing.
You got it. Go put. Okay, no, put your hands behind your back. Palms together. There you go. If you want, we can double handcuff you.
Sorry I didn't ever get to see my son, but that's the breaks. I didn't do nothing.
Our watchman is probably going to advise that we book him for ADW. It's all with a deadly weapon. Anytime you use anything besides your hands, yeah, and you use your feet, because of the power you can generate in your legs and kick somebody in the head.
I cannot get out. I'm in till Tuesday, and they're putting me with the bad guys. Andy, tell my son I love him. I'm never going to see him. They're going to kill me. I'm telling you the truth.
Alright, so we weren't even going to play tonight, but we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're going to fight the good fight.
He's like this brilliant monster creator of art that, you know, generally is like 3 years ahead, and I always think I'm catching up to him, and then he comes up with something that I just go, I can't believe it. He's dead. He's just always ahead. He's so amazing.
There's no way to have a revolution if you stay underground. What the fuck's the point of that? The whole point was for him to get above ground as well, and then he could have a revolution.
There has been a revolution. Do you hear the white stripes on the fucking radio? There's a big difference. Because when I started, it was Pearl Jam. Obviously the revolution happened. How many people are imitating Pearl Jam right now? Not that many. How many imitators do I have? I played a part in opening that up. Why don't they tell people who influenced them? They don't, because they're self-serving fucking bastards.
Everyone Anton's ever met has gone on to make great music. Peter from Black River Motorcycle Club used to be in Brian Jones' Massacre. They're signed to Virgin. Miranda Lee Richards, she's signed to Virgin. The Warlock, there's the Beachwood Sparks and the Tide and the Lilies, which is all kind of part of Anton's scene. And he is exactly where he was before. Because Anton was never really interested in having a professional career. He just wants to play rock and roll.
The fuckers, the bean counters, the lawyers, all these assholes at every label, those are the people that wreck the music business. Not Napster, not some college kid downloading shit, the people without vision.
The music's strong enough that there probably will be a generation that discovers him like this rare fossilized gem and mine it for all it's worth.
You know, they continue to make good records and they continue to inspire us, even though they're not maybe at the same level. And they'll be remembered.